Welcome to Minecraft Through the Spyglass. This is a Let's Play survival series that explores the entire history of Minecraft, from versions like pre-classic, classic, and in dev, all the way to current updates like 1.19 and 1.20 Tales and Trails update. We will dive into the journey of Minecraft and play through it on our own world. Along the way we will pick up what the Minecraft community has dubbed unobtainable, things like bedrock, end portal frames, and mob spawners, all while staying in vanilla survival. Settle in and enjoy my take on the Minecraft timeline. Hello, my name is Monster. I will be your guide throughout the series. I will be explaining to the best of my abilities what each update brought to the game, when items or blocks were added, and the events happening behind the code of Minecraft. I have split these updates into major categories for an easy to follow guide. These categories consist of pre-alpha, alpha, 1.0, 1.1, 1.2, 1.3, and so on and so forth. Within each category are the snapshots and pre-releases of said update. As we play, there will be multiple videos made within each category. So to keep things neat and tidy, each category will have an intro video. This is to explain some of the changes that were brought in and some storytelling about the behind the scenes stuff. Then, normal survival let's play videos until we reach the next update. So this being the first video of this series, we will be exploring pre-alpha. This category is separate from alpha because there isn't going to be a whole lot of gameplay. Versions of Minecraft before alpha used a different saving format, and a lot of versions didn't really save at all. My pre-alpha category contains pre-classic, classic, in dev, and INF Dev. Let's start with pre-classic. A man named Marcus Pearson found he was interested in coding after using his dad's computer. Using a magazine for the computer, he would learn to code very simple games that were mostly text-based. At 8 years old, he learned that if you messed with the code, the games would act very weird and in fact break. This sparked his interest in coding, and later his mother would force him to go to coding school. This is when he would first start making his own games with a partner under the name Mojang Specifications, which is what we now know as just Mojang. After some time working with a company called Midas Play, he decided to quit in 2009 due to the company asking him to stop making his own games during his free time. One of the games he made while at the company was a zombie game with a similar graphics engine to GTA Chinatown Wars. This is important for later. In 2009, Marcus played a game called the Infominer. It was a sandbox multiplayer game focused on mining minerals. This would be the inspiration that started Minecraft. We're using some art and code from a previous project called Ruby Dung. He would start the foundations of Cave Game. That's right, Minecraft was originally named Cave Game and would go through a couple names before settling on today's name. He uploaded some footage of gameplay and got a good response. He wanted a player model and used the zombies from the previous game to implement into Cave Game and changed the name to Minecraft Order of the Stone, which obviously soon became just Minecraft. That's about all you need to know about pre-classic. I have no way of actually playing this rudimentary version for you guys, but that does bring us to Classic. This is the real bones of the coding side of Minecraft. This version brought on survival tests, multiplayer tests, and servers. This would be about the time that Minecraft was getting attention, and actually being bought by users. So here we are in the first version of this series. We have this very rudimentary game in front of us. We've got stone, cobblestone, brick, dirt, planks, wood, leaves, glass, and slabs. This is still a version that I could play on, and if you look at the menu, we have save level, load level, generate new level, but this still uses a different kind of saving format. It would be a little bit difficult for me to bring it into later versions, so I won't be spending a lot of time here. As you can also tell, this is just creative. There's no hunger bar, there's no health bar, there's simply the blocks you're given. There are red roses in this version, but that later turned into red poppies. Survival tests were later added, and that soon brought sheep, pig, skeletons, zombies, giants, spiders, and the infamous creeper that was created from an error in the height of a pig. So now that Minecraft has some user traction and interest, we enter the in-dev section of Minecraft. Wars were added, you could start obtaining things from the world, and all around it felt like a game with intent, and not just an idea in my opinion. During this time, Mark, also known as Notch, now needed an artist for his game. He hired the help of Hayden, commonly known as Doc, to help with the player models. This is where Rana was born. Rana was the first of these models to make it into Minecraft. Doc would soon part ways during in-dev due to multiple issues and no longer be on the Mojang team. These issues were, from what I can tell, because Marcus was tired of having somebody on the team that he had to wait to get things back from, and it went from him being able to produce and do things as he needed to waiting on other team members, which just caused a lot of complications. So here we are in one of the later versions. This is the one with the Steve model, the Black Steve model, and the Beast Boy model. I'm not sure why there was a Beast Boy. I believe if you kill these guys, they drop random various things. Let me see here. Yeah, like he dropped a feather. As you can see, we now have a health bar of sorts. And here's where we could start picking things up in the world, placing them. And like I said, this to me is more fleshed out. It's starting to feel like the Minecraft we have today, where you're interacting with the world around you. You're not just kind of playing in creative. As you can see, like there's small things here and there that will change, like where now the wood drops planks automatically instead of the wood that we know today. And our inventory is on I for some reason. We can craft, we've got sticks, we've got pickaxe. And again, I could play in this version. I could start here, build myself a little house and update it, but like I said, we'll probably start focusing on an actual world that we keep in alpha. For this pre-alpha video though, we're going to keep it to just the history, focus on gameplay once we get to alpha. But I do want to mention that I know a lot of old school Minecrafters will play on classic mode, which I think is super interesting. Now that Marcus had a playable game and an artist on board, he added another infamous person to his team. Daniel Rosefield, more famously known as C418. To me, I think C418 is just as important to Minecraft as Notch. He was a German musician, sound engineer, and producer. He was responsible for the music and all the sound effects for Minecraft. As you may know, the music for Minecraft is one of the iconic features of the game, which is why I think that C418 is almost as important as Notch. During INF Dev, Minecraft received about 29 updates. During these updates, an INF Dev house would spawn containing items that they were testing. A new menu would greet you, and you now had 4 options to test out world generation. It also brought day and night cycles, diamonds, paintings, and 100,000 registered users. I just want to quickly showcase these 4 new options that are available to us, because I think it really shows the trajectory of where we are headed with this game. So we have 4 types. We have an island, floating, flat, and inland. We're going to keep it on island. We've got some shape sizes here. We've got square, long, deep, and then we've got some sizes, normal, huge, small. This is important for later. We'll do huge. And then we have a theme, which is normal or hell. If you can't tell, hell is actually the base work of what we have now as the nether. So it's interesting to see how these things are building on top of each other. Let's try in a floating. We'll do floating square, we'll do it small, and no, let's do normal, and then I'll do hell separate. So as you can see, we spawn in this INF Dev house. Normally in the INF Dev house, it's just not in this version, there is a chest that has tons of items. It has like 99 water sources, 99 lava sources, and this is one of the ways that we can obtain the unobtainables, but to me it seems a little cheaty. The name suggests that it's literally in development, so therefore obtaining those things aren't really as vanilla whenever they are just offered. So as you can see with this option, we are quite literally on a floating island. Alright, let's do an island. Let's try long, do huge, and we'll do a hell. Let's see what the hell looks like. So we still have just dirt, oak logs, leaves, roses, but we are now surrounded by lava. We got a pig here, we got a creeper here. I think throughout these versions we get a little bit wonky with our sounds. Like there's drops floating, bouncing around in lava, that's crazy. Here we got some zombies, we got some skeletons. So I guess in the hell mode they're just always spawning. There's no really day-night cycle, it's just always night to suggest this hellish landscape. So as you can see, INF Dev brought us a lot of new ideas and really started shaping Minecraft. The final part of PreAlpha is INF Dev. As the name suggests, this brought on an infinite world generation procedure, which in turn brought us the Farlands, which I can make a completely separate video about because they are so interesting. Essentially, users would test the theory that the world was infinite and that 12,550,824 blocks out, the world generation would basically break. And I really do mean break. As you can see, there's just an amalgamation of this holy Swiss cheese tall building skyscraper landmass. That's just, it almost looks like it's crawling towards you, but it's super interesting. I'm not sure exactly all the technicalities behind it, but it is something that I think everybody should at least research or look into once. It's just one of those things that are just so interesting. Man, how many times did I say interesting? I debated loading in the Farlands in our own survival series world, but even with nether travel, it's still 1,500,000 blocks away. So I don't know if the journey to and from is worth it, so I'm just going to exclude it. So here we are in our first infinitely generated world. It already feels a lot bigger because we can't see the edges of the world. This is starting to really feel like a fleshed out game. Outside of the Farlands, INF Dev brought a lot of useful things to its users, like doors, buckets, and signs. It also brought clouds. I could start our world here with a way you can save now, but again, this is still a developmental stage, and I would rather wait for alpha. During this time, Marcus decided to charge $10 for the game. This was necessary for Marcus to finish the game. As he said, if he never charges for the game, he will never finish the game because he won't be able to sustain development. And that brings us to Alpha on June 30th, 2010. Alpha is where we will begin the world for this series. It will be where we get our first unobtainables and start exploring what playing in these early versions was really like. I do want to interject and say that there is something that I missed in INF Dev, and that would be the Secret Friday updates, but there was only 2 in INF Dev and there's 6 more in Alpha, so I'm saving that for the Alpha video, and that's probably how we'll start it off. Anyways, back to my other self. That about wraps it up for the first category in this series. You can see how this game is building on itself so rapidly and how successful it was in its first year. Next video, we will start building and begin the journey into Minecraft through the Spyglass. Thank you guys for watching. I'm excited to grow this series and this world, and be sure to look out for the next part, which will be Alpha.